Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit. I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. I feel like this camera is too low. So or too high. I felt like that camera was just in the wrong position, so I fixed it. My apologies. But it just felt like wrong. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. If you are a subscriber, you can throw the emotes in the chat. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you want to be a lurker, you can go ahead and lurk. It's a Saturday evening now. You may have noticed that I was not here on Thursday. Hopefully, you found out that I was on my friend Xandra's channel on Thursday, and we were hanging out. And we talked about anime for many hours. We did a tier list ranking. The archive of that is not going up on Xandra's YouTube. When it does, I will include that link for people that missed it. It's a long stream. It's one of my longest streams I've ever done. And it was really fun. Xandra rules, and I love her to death. And I was very happy that she decided to have me on. I will hopefully be collaborating more in the future. And future collaborations may even happen on this channel. Instead of me guesting somewhere else, I might instead do like a stream together stream. Or I think whatever they call it now, that's not stream together, like a co-stream. Or I might have people on my own channel here, which would be neat. I don't know. We'll find out however that ends up working out. But anyway, I'm back at it again. I haven't worked on a model kit since Monday. And that's wild that I haven't done anything since Monday. So I feel the need for building a model kit. Let's go to the overhead camera. Boom, overhead camera. Now, one final thing. We're currently at 25 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have when we hit 40. If you want to become a subscriber, you could do that. If you want to be the first person to get the sub in March, you could do that as well. This is the head of the Black Knight Squad, Calria. Calria is the leader of the Black Knight Squad. Now, eagle-eyed viewers may look at this and go, Pat, isn't there supposed to be two little pieces of gold here on this head? At the end of Monday's stream, I had managed to get one of these pieces in, and the other one flew out of my fingers, and I can't find it. I moved everything off this desk. I looked on the floor, all around it. I cannot find it. If I do ever find it, it's okay. So what I end up doing is I took the other piece off. I have that right here. It is literally on a piece of tape, so it doesn't go anywhere. So I have this. So this piece is the one that I originally had put in. I took it out. My thinking is, it looks fine without it. It didn't look good with just one of them. So if I find the other one, I'll place it there. It just kind of looks like there's these little indents in the face, and I think that's fine. I think that looks totally okay. Missing it. It's custom now, but I have the piece, and if I do, I'm actually even going to fold this tape up so that way it stays secure. And if I ever find the other half of it, then I can put both in. So there's that. You know, I should do is later I'll put a marker on here and I'll put L so I know it's the left one. But anyway, I'm going to keep that. And then again, if I manage to find the other piece randomly while I'm cleaning up, then I can, you know, put it on there. And if not, it's okay. But we're going to move on to the body here. Body, because it's time to work your body. Got to work that body. Girl, look at that body. I don't have any other body things. I'm kind of rambly. We had guests over tonight. Hey, Lashbrook, welcome. So that, if you're wondering, Pat, why are you wearing a dress shirt and then a green shirt underneath it? We celebrated St. Patrick's Day today, this evening, instead of on the date. So my parents had some friends over. Now, why did we do this? Well, one, because my folks have been out of town. So this was a good chance to have everybody together, which was nice. One person, unfortunately, that was invited, unfortunately could not come, but we had everybody else, and that was nice. And two, one of the people that came is going in for surgery next week, and it'll be a long time before they can have good foods like we ate. So we had, my mom went bonkers on the stuff. We had a shepherd's pie. We had corned beef and cabbage. We had soda bread, homemade soda bread. My mom got the Kerrygold butter and also the Kerrygold cheddar cheese for appetizers. We had cheese and crackers, but the really good cheese, just unbelievably excellent cheese. So we had that. What else did my mom? She made Guinness brownies for dessert. Of course, there was Guinness offered for those that wanted it. It was there were decorations and all that. My mom loves St. Patrick's Day, and so we celebrated that with some friends, and it was very nice. And I am full of salt. I am full of so much salt between the corned beef and the peanuts that were also out, and of course, you know, baked potatoes or boiled potatoes and everything. Like, I ate very good. I ate a lot of very good things. Okay, so this goes like this, and then this piece goes this. Okay, because this moves around a bit. That just goes in like that. Oops, come on. Sorry, hold on. Get that together. But yeah, it was excellent. Our guests left at like 8:30. So I was helping with cleanup and all that, and then got ready for the stream. So I've been kind of running around. I'm prepped because I did everything I needed to do ahead of the stream, but I was like, there was a part of me that wondered if I should cancel today, because we did have guests and a lot of cooking and all that, and we were entertaining, and my social battery was drained a lot by doing this. But here's the thing. On Thursday, I wasn't here building model kits. I wanted to do a stream, even if, you know, we're small but mighty tonight. I still really wanted to do a stream for everybody, because I really enjoy doing this and I enjoy model kit building. And so I'm here, and it's fun, and I hope you're having a good time. I hope the vibes are good for you, because the vibes are good for me. All right, we got our pieces here. Lots of good panel lines in here, so this will look real good when it's marker time. But it's not marker time yet. Got to do all the other parts of the torso here. We need some G parts. FG, G1, G, G4, and G8. So yeah, like I said, Thursday's archive has not been posted to my friend Xandra's YouTube. When it does, I will, of course, send that out on my socials and all that, so people can go and check that out if they are so inclined. And I hope they do, because it would be nice. One thing I do want to quickly check, I just want to quickly check here, because I want to see how a video of mine is doing viewership wise, because it's good to check that out. Good to see on one thing. So we just see, how are you performing? You are at, okay, not great. After School Dice Club. This week's Kuma Baer, not doing good. I've had a good run of the last several where they did really good numbers for me. This one, unfortunately, seems to not have done really good numbers, but it's not the worst I've ever done. It's just the worst I've done this year, and that's fine. That's okay. Hopefully the next one hits, and that increases. That kind of even pulls it up, because sometimes that does happen. Sometimes a video that doesn't do super well gets a late tail and suddenly does pretty good. I don't know. Like, occasionally do. Sometimes a tier maker list that I did like 4 years ago or 5 years ago now will suddenly get numbers. It's just like the keywords hit, something else similar hits, and like suddenly a video does pretty good out of nowhere. I ranked One Piece Straw Hat Pirates one time, and that tier maker list occasionally just gets a big uptick if people are talking about One Piece on YouTube. and you know, another video does well and suddenly that one gets a bunch of views. I don't know. The most successful of the tier maker lists I ever did was my ranking of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid characters for reasons that maybe it's just a popular series. That video was the best of anyone that I ever did, any tier maker list. It's it's not my best video, but it's my best tier maker video. It's just wild how many people have watched that one video. And a lot of them never another thing that I did, which is fine. They don't have to. I mean, obviously I would love it if they did, you know, same way that when people come through because they're looking in makers and crafting and I've got, you know, they come through and they don't decide to stick around. It's like, oh, I wish they would, but okay. You know, no ill will, but this place is, you know, this community is rad, and I think I do a good job. Oops, I did miss a part here, but I think I do a good job as a host, and so hopefully more people will figure it out. A little bit of a dip here, you know. Everything is down, and that's unfortunate. Viewership here, stream to stream, is down year over year. My subscriber numbers are down. And views on YouTube are actually pretty consistent. Those haven't gone down. So like Pat Bear's Anime Club videos are still doing about the numbers they do. Dirty just subbed. That's 66 months, saying 5.5 years of me as a Lego person. Thank you so much, Dirty. Welcome. Happy to have you here. And thank you for all of that. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. Thank Dirty very much for their continued support. Means a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you for all of the support. Yeah, I mean, so my Patreon number is also one of the lowest it's been in a long time. We dropped under $100 towards the end of last year, and then unfortunately I had a couple people drop out the last month. And when that happens, like, I totally understand. Like, no, I never have a problem with people who can't do it. Sometimes it's financial. Sometimes it's just lack of an interest. Or they're like, well, I already subscribed, so I don't want to double dip. And it's like, yeah, of course. Totally understand that. It's like, sure. You know, all these things are optional, but it does make it harder. Because when numbers are high, when subscription numbers are high, when gifted sub numbers are high, which obviously drives subscriptions, when viewership has gone up a bit, all of that means is that it's easier for me to buy model kits, right? Like one of the secret truths of Build Bear Workshop is I still buy model kits and Lego sets if no one is, you know, if the numbers go down, I still buy the same. But eventually, I will have to start thinking about annoying choices, annoying things. Like a thing that has certainly occurred to me that I am not interested in doing, but someday I might have to, is reducing the number of streams I do, which is counterproductive to growing the channel and growing the audience, right? Like, doing it less doesn't make it more special. It just gives less opportunities for people to stick around and watch what I do. But if model kits keep going up in price and Lego sets keep going up in price, and subscriptions on Twitch went up, but they didn't go up dramatically, and my subscriber numbers are lower than they've been in a long time, then the math stops mathing. And I don't want to fucking think that way. I don't want to consider doing this less, because I really love doing this. I really do enjoy streaming. But it's like, well, do I have to do games twice a week? Like, I could do that. I could make this more of a mixed channel where it's 2 model kit building streams a week and 2 streams a week where I play games and I just start playing more free-to-play stuff. You know, I could do that. I don't want to do that. I could. I don't know. These are questions that I don't have proper answers to. I'm not making plans. I'm not thinking about reducing stuff, but you know, it's tough. It's tough to kind of make all this make sense. And all of it's reasonable and understandable, you know, like I haven't had the growth that I would like to see, but that's okay. It's all right. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be watching professional wrestling with some friends at the same time. We will be, you know, virtually apart, but we will be together, or physically apart, but virtually together, watching a wrestling show, which I will now chat with you about. Let's go over the card for AEW Revolution 2025. Right now, there are 9 matches on the main card and 1 match on the pre-show. There is still 40 minutes left of Collision, AEW Collision, so there could be another pre-show match announced. Right now, there's only 1. I expect at least 1 more to be announced, but I have not done that yet. So I certainly could see that happening. Let me just make sure that I'm not doing this right. I think I put this. Did I put this on wrong? No. No. Okay. This is on right. These arms look like they were on in the wrong spot, but I think they're on correctly. I can always fix it, but I think I am doing this properly. We'll find out if I'm not, but I think I am doing this properly. Again, we'll make the discovery when we do. Yeah, this seems okay. I think I am doing this properly. We'll find out later. Anyway, 9 matches on the main card, 1 pre-show match. I'm going to go through AEW Revolution, the card, and I will tell you my thoughts on. I will predict a winner, and then we will we'll go through all of that. Right now, our only 0 hour, our only pre-show match listed, and again that can change, is Big Boom AJ and Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe. That's right. One of the Costco guys, Big Boom AJ, will be wrestling his second match in AEW. He will be teaming with the conglomeration, Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe, a little collective. Big Justice, AJ's son, will be there as well, cheering on his dad and the team. And they will be taking on, sorry, I have to find F1. I need F1. F1 7 and then C7. Got it. They will be taking on the team of Johnny TV, who you may know as John Morrison or Johnny Mundo or our Johnny Elite or whatever, but it's John Morrison, teaming up with the MXM collection, which is Mansoor and Mason Madden, basically doing the gimmick that they did in the last gimmick they did in WWE. This is a fun idea for a pre-show. I have turned the corner a bit on the very idea of the Costco guys being involved in wrestling, because it does excite some people and the wrestlers seem stoked about it. It's fine. I think I have come to the conclusion that sure, whatever. That's kind of my vibe on it. My prediction is that Big Boom AJ is going to pin Mansoor. That's I never pick a like who gets pinned in a match. But yeah, Big Boom AJ, the winning team is going to be the baby faces. There's just no way that they're not winning. Like it's impossible that they would lose this. It would be such a weird decision to have them lose to MXM Collection and Johnny TV. That would just be silly. So I totally believe that they will win. Main card, no particular order. We don't know the card order here. It's just, I think this was like, whatever. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match. Now, I could see them doing this as a lead-in. The pre-show has a lot of eyes. They could lower the cage. Lashbrook, MXM Collection loses all the time. Mark Briscoe loses all the time. Big Boom AJ won his first match in AEW. So I imagine that Big Boom AJ will win his second match in AEW. I do not expect him to lose. But he is on a team with people who do lose. So Mark Briscoe does lose a lot. So he could lose. All right, I got to put on some more pieces. This is such a detailed chest, and I love that. There's so much going on in this. Oh, I thought this was the third match of the Costco guys. No, this is the second match. This is their second match. Eventually, he'll lose at some point, but I don't think he's going to lose in the pre-show right now. He can go undefeated, but I don't think he's going to lose. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage. I think Kyle Fletcher is going to win this. I think Ospreay wants his boy to win. I think Ospreay winning in beating Kyle, the tag team in Australia was because they knew that they knew that Kyle was going to win this match in front of this stage, in front of this audience. I think it's a statement maker that Kyle Fletcher wins. I think it does not hurt Ospreay at all. I don't know what they do with Ospreay after this. I would love for him to be done with the Don Callis family. I feel like he won't be, but in my opinion, it makes all the sense in the world for Kyle Fletcher to win this and then go after a mid-card title and probably win that. Harold just resubbed saying, 88 months, enough for time travel. Fire up the DeLorean. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site, tier 2 Blue Mountain chat. Thank Harold very much for subbing. Thank you so much. The 88 months. That's so kind of you. Appreciate you. You're getting close to that 1 year. Yes, someday you'll finally have subscribed for a full year, Harold. One of these days. Also, speaking of time, I will take a short break from talking about wrestling to remind people in the United States that most of you in the United States, or there are some people that live in a region that doesn't, most of you, hey, your clocks, your digital clocks will do this. Your physical, if you have any physical analog clocks, you got to set them. We are springing ahead. We are losing an hour of sleep tonight. Please remember that. Be aware of that is happening. And that will happen tonight. As always, the key to it is that we fall back and we spring ahead. We spring ahead 1 hour. We fall back 1 hour. That is the little trick of the trade for folks that don't know that particular one. But yeah, I hate it. But also, I remember times where I have been at conventions. I've been at PAX Easts during this time, and that's the worst. You're already not sleeping enough, and then you lose an hour. Oof. Water's real good right now. Jeez. So yeah, Kyle Fletcher's going to beat Will Ospreay. Kazuchika Okada is currently the AEW Continental Champion. He is defending against Brody King. He will beat Brody King. This is going to be a hard-hitting match. I hope that that when Brody's tag team partner, Buddy Matthews, I hope when Buddy Matthews is back from injury, my hope is that they get a sustained push as a tag team. And I love this for Brody. I think this is a great bit of business. I think Okada is going to shine him up real nice, but Okada should retain. MJF is going to be challenging Hangman Adam Page in a one-on-one match with no stipulations. So this is actually the toughest one on the card for me to pick, right? This one's tough because MJF wins a lot, but he doesn't always win. And this has been part of the Hangman redemption arc, because the crowd wants to love him so much and they want him to be babyface, and this has kind of helped him be babyface. And I think the story is Hangman winning. I think that's the story. But also, MJF wins a lot. And they seem, AEW is committed to having MJF on TV and doing things and talking all the time. For better or worse. In this case, a lot of worse. So, like, I think Hangman's going to win, but also I wouldn't be surprised if MJF wins. If MJF wins, I'm not going to be like, oh, that's shocking. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, okay. But I think it's a better story if Hangman wins. It's better for his redemption arc. And it will make MJF crazy to lose. So that's my opinion on that one. That's who I think should win. Willie, I don't know, but that's how I feel about that particular matchup. I think it's going to be a good match, though. I think their wrestling styles are going to mesh really well together. They have good chemistry, so be interesting to see it. And then the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, with MVP as their manager, are defending the tag team titles against the Outrunners, Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. I think the Outrunners are going to lose. It is the second title defense, I should say, first pay-per-view title defense for the Hurt Syndicate. It is their second title defense. They are going to hold the belts for quite a while. I think they lose the belts to the Bucks or FTR in the future. I do not think that they lose the belts to the Outrunners. There is certainly a case to be made for the Outrunners fucking having a belt. That perhaps that they should. Yes, Lashbrick, it would be absolutely wild if they did. Let's do some panel lining here. But yeah, I don't think they're going to do... look, with some of these, if I'm wrong, I'll be like, oh, that's weird. If I'm wrong about this one, I would be thrilled. I would be so happy to be wrong. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Outrunners are going to lose and feel bad about it. And then they're going to get attacked after the match. And then they're going to get saved by the next team that wants to face them, and they'll put them over. And I legitimately believe that's FTR. I think FTR are going to save their buddies, the Outrunners, from a post-match beatdown with like MVP and his cane, and then that's going to set up a match with them, and they're going to have a long program, and that's my big guess. Although the Bucks are coming back, supposedly the Young Bucks are coming back, but I don't think they're coming back for gold. They already have New Japan Gold, so they can do their own tag team storylines with those, maybe. Mercedes Moné is defending just the TBS championship against Momo Watanabe. Momo is awesome. She is a heel in Stardom, so it's kind of weird that she's a babyface here, but whatever, she is. I think this is going to be a fun match. I think that Momo is very fast, and Mercedes will have to keep up with her, and I think it's going to be really good. I think they're going to mesh well. I think Mercedes is going to sell to death. I think her bad finisher will look less bad done to Momo, because Momo is small, and so the backpack carry move will actually turn out okay. I don't know if this is not going to be match of the night. This is not going to be the best women's match of the night, but I do think it'll be good. And there's no way that she loses here. I think Mercedes is going to beat Jade's record for days held with the TBS title. I think they want a new TBS champion record, and it will be her. She may lose the other 3 belts that she holds. The Stardom, the New Japan Strong Women's title, and then the Rev Pro title, which also includes the Southland title. It's 2 belts in one. She is defending that. She's going to be on. She's going to do a Rev Pro show, which is great. I think that's awesome. Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet. The winner of this becomes the number 1 contender for the AEW Championship. Hey, Vash, welcome. So, This match is incredibly important. You would imagine that Swerve Strickland would win and be the #1 contender, and eventually, at Double or Nothing, or just on a Dynamite, face Jon Moxley. If Ricochet wins, I don't know who's walking away tonight champion. Because it only kind of makes sense for him to face Mox, whereas, even if he's a babyface that'll fight dirty. Like, Swerve Strickland could face a face champion or a heel champion. I think Swerve is going to win, and Prince Nana is going to turn heel on him and side with Ricochet. But then Swerve still wins, which it feels like if Nana turned heel, it should lead to Ricochet winning. So I don't know if that even makes sense. But I do think that Nana works better as a heel manager, and Ricochet could use someone to bounce off of. Because I don't think he should stop with this character. But I do think that Ricochet with a title opportunity seems a little weird this early. So I don't want that. So I just want Swerve to win. Also, because I want Swerve to have Swerve's not going to win the title. Whoever Swerve faces, he's not going to beat. But I do want him the opportunity to do that, because I think that's real good. So yeah, I'm going to go with Swerve. Then we have timeless Toni Storm defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Mariah May in a Falls Count Anywhere match. This is the rematch of the second match. This is the third match, I should say. It's the rubber match. I believe that timeless Toni Storm is going to win. I have to believe that Toni Storm can win a Falls Count Anywhere match, because if she doesn't, then she just won the belt so that something would happen in Australia. And I think that's awful. I don't think Mariah May's championship reign has been that good. I don't think that's her fault. I think that's the booking's fault. I don't know quite what you do with Mariah May without her being champion, but I think that Toni Storm wins that belt. Also, a thing that's cool is that there is a movie out, about women's wrestling, and they got into a fight at the red carpet, and some people thought it was real. They didn't think it was a kayfabe fight, which is great. We love that when real media gets confused. Vash says, I learned Ultimo Dragon is going to be at an indie here at the end of the month, and I'm stoked for some Ultimo Dragon. Yeah, I would say 2025 Ultimo Dragon is, a slowed down Ultimo Dragon, but it's still fucking cool. And if you get the opportunity to see Dragon, that fucking rules. He's still an older wrestler, but he can still move. That's awesome. I'm psyched for you, Vash. That's very cool. All right, let's put the head on the body. And then, put the head on the body and let's keep it on there. There it goes. That looks fucking rad. Yeah, that looks rad as hell. This kit fucking rules. Looks so goddamn good. It loves a marker. It's looking so good with a marker. God damn. That's awesome. So yeah, I think Toni Storm retains. It doesn't make any sense to me for her to drop that belt right back, like shoot it right back to the former champion. I just think that's wild. I would love Toni to be in a long program with someone else. I'm very hopeful that she does start a new program with another wrestler, and I would like to see her drop the belt to somebody that I can't even imagine. Like, I don't know who the next world champ is, but I just want I want some new blood in there. I mean, is it Megan Bayne? It might be Megan Bayne. Like, Toni Storm might drop the belt to Megan Bayne at All In, that kind of a thing. Like, that makes sense to me. If they really do build Megan, like, it makes a lot of sense. I feel like Megan will be on the pre-show of the next paper of Double or Nothing, or the main card of Double or Nothing. Like, but I can see her getting pushed up the card a bit, and that doesn't seem surprising to me. You saw G-Quix G-Quux, I should say. Went and saw G-Quux a couple nights ago. And did you check it out any, or waiting for the series? So, Vash, I'm waiting for the series. Wait to watch it on Amazon Prime. Not because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be spoiled, or I don't need to see the episodes in the movie. Just because I don't go to the movie theaters. I just don't. It's not playing anywhere near me. I would be traveling a couple hours to see it. And two, I just don't have an interest in going to the theaters. I didn't even like look. I happened to be looking up something else for my folks, and I was just like, I wonder if it's anywhere near me. And I was like, oh, it is not. It is not anywhere near me. So I was like, okay, that makes things easier. Even if I did want to see it, it would be very difficult for me to go and see that movie. So yeah, I'll wait and watch it on Amazon. Konosuke Takeshita is defending the AEW International Championship with Don Callis versus Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is winning that belt. Look, Takeshita should be pushed to the moon. Konosuke Takeshita has a contract with 3 wrestling promotions right now. That is fucking wild. He is beloved. People are hyped about him. Soup, is a phenomenal talent, and it will be fantastic to see him do well. But I think he's losing to Kenny Omega, so he doesn't have a belt, so he can win a different belt later. Right now, my predictions are that no title changes hands up until this one. And I think it's the only title that changes hands the entire night. Because spoilers, I don't think that the main belt is moving anywhere. So that's my big prediction, is that Takeshita is going to lose to Kenny Omega, and there's no shame in losing to Kenny Omega. And then Kenny Omega will go on international title run. An excuse for Kenny to do some traveling. If he wants to defend the belt in other places, he can go do that, which would be great. And work with some talent he hasn't worked with before. Elevate some people in losing, because that's kind of Kenny. You may have noticed I didn't mention Daniel Garcia, the TNT champion. He is not on the card. He and the Trios champions are the only champions that are not on the card. There's still an opportunity for them to add a pre-show match with him. Adam Cole, there was no conclusion to their championship match. So I could see a world where they add that as a pre-show thing in a backstage segment. I'm going to refresh because Collision is almost over. Yes, okay. In the time that I have been talking about this, another match got added. Chris Jericho is defending the ROH World Championship against Gravity on the pre-show. Gravity is a wrestler that has a gimmick of moving in slow motion. It's very good. He is the real life brother of the wrestler Bandito, who was feuding with Jericho. So now they're moving it into another brotherly relationship. That's a fun idea. Hopefully that match I do expect to be good, because everyone Gravity is good as a wrestler. Jericho was not on the last pay-per-view, and so he had to be on this one. He didn't have to be on this one, but he is on this one. I'm not thrilled about that part, but, it is what it is. So we know 2 of the pre-show matches. And then our main event for AEW Revolution, which is happening tomorrow. Thankfully, not happening tonight, so that I don't miss it. Jon Moxley is defending the AEW World Championship against Cope. Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, now also known as Cope, which sucks, and I hate it. I hate that he thinks that he is chasing the name Edge so far that he went for a name that is terrible, because I think Cope as a name is awful, even if you forget the fact that cope is now like a fucking slang term that is in popular culture, it's still bad. Even outside of that, it's still bad. So I often refer to him as Adam Copeland, but he does go by Cope now. Anyway, look, I think Jon Moxley is going to win. Here is my prediction. Jon Moxley wins through chicanery. There is chicanery. Patty's going by land now. Just announced on Collision. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. This is the dumb joke. Yes, Nick, I appreciate that. Yes, he should really just go by Adam. He should just go by Adam. Oh, there's Adam. Adam, honestly, no joke. Adam is a better name than Cope. If he went by Adam, I would actually think that is a huge improvement. He is not going by that. He is going by I need G1, and he's going by Cope. I clicked on an ad for him and Christian's plank board once, and now I get that ad all the time. Oh, Vash, sorry. All Adams at AEW should be required to go by their first name and have the same entrance theme. Yes, that sounds great. So here's my prediction. Jon Moxley is going to retain. Will there be chicanery? Yes, Yuta is faking it. Yuta totally buys into him. The people that got injured aren't injured anymore. So they're there, and it's fine. I think they're going to lose, and then Jay White is going to turn heel. Jay White, who has been helping out Cope, hey, Laura Crashington, is going to be like, actually, you lost, and I'm mad that I wasted my time hanging out with you. So now I'm going to be an asshole, because that's what I do, because I'm Jay White, and I am a snake in the grass. What, me betray you? Crazy, definitely. It's very likely. There exists a possibility that Adam Copeland wins. If Adam Copeland wins, I could see a world where Christian has a guaranteed title opportunity. He's got a contract. All he has to do is sign his name to it. When he signs his name to it, it's official, and he gets a title shot. He could do that. Cope could win. Jay White could turn heel on him anyway and be like, I'm going to be your next challenger. And then boom, he does that. Now, that could happen. Another thing that could happen is Adam Copeland could just fucking win. Adam could just win, and that's it. And Christian comes out and then doesn't cash in because Jay White's there and the Guns are there or whatever. The Gun brothers are there, and they're just like, okay, well, we're not doing that. Like, that could happen too. These are things that could happen. Another thing that could happen is that Mox wins and Copeland beats him up after the match, and then Christian comes in and takes the bones away, wins doing nothing. And then Copeland is mad because he did all the hard work to get Moxley down, and then he didn't even get the title. Christian could walk out of there with a championship. Now, there's also the twist that once you sign the contract, it is official, and it is not official until you sign it. But there's nothing in the rules that says that someone else can't steal it and sign their name. So Copeland could win. Cope could win. And then Jay White could have stolen the thing from Christian and then cashes in, and then Jay White walks away winning the belt. Now, that's a bonkers, convoluted nonsense storyline that I personally don't think they're going to do, because Revolution is always their best pay-per-view of the year, and Tony Khan has been said in the press junket, and of course, wrestlers lie, wrestling producers lie, and owners lie, but he said in the press junket this week that he is taking a much more that recently this year he has taken he is like delegated less on what happens. He said that he's been saying no more, which I don't believe, but he's saying that, and that could be his way of saying it's gonna make sense, and we're gonna do things that make sense. Vash says that would be real dumb, but I could see it happen. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it could happen. I don't think they're gonna do it's whoever signs the paper gets the title. I don't believe that's gonna happen. I would love Christian to cash in and lose. I think that's the best. Christian cashes in. Kip and Nick, his boys, run interference, and then Luchasaurus, not Killswitch, comes back. Luchasaurus comes back and finally turns babyface and prevents Christian from winning. Because Christian hasn't like looked after him or however you want to spin that. To me, that's the nonsense booking. But that also ends up with Adam Copeland being champion, and I don't want that. Here's the thing: I don't want Moxley to be champion. I wouldn't mind Jay White. I'm starting to want 51-year-old Christian Cage to be the world champion certainly over 51-year-old Adam Copeland. And I don't like the Death Rider storyline. So I wouldn't mind that going the fuck away either. But I don't think it is, unfortunately. I don't see that going away. I think that we're fucking stuck with it. All right, sorry, I gotta figure out how this goes in. Okay. This makes sense. This goes in here. That makes a lot of sense. This, so far, I haven't been able to figure out how this piece locks in. So hold on here. Hold on. There it is. Okay, I got this one in. Oh, yeah, it falls out. I mean, it'll probably get locked. Hopefully, it'll get locked in something. There are other pieces on here that'll hopefully keep it from falling out. But right now, this piece likes to fall out of here. I can go back and see if I messed it up somewhere. I don't think I did. Yeah, this is right. This is right. I'm just not attached. I think I'm not attaching this correctly. We'll see. We'll just pressure fit it here and then see if we can make it work. I still think that Jon Moxley is going to be champion and lose it all in. Maybe he'll lose Double or Nothing. I don't even know if there's going to be a title match Double or Nothing. I think if Swerve Strickland wins, then he can go up against anybody. But if Ricochet wins his match with Swerve, then Jon Moxley is losing the belt to somebody, and a babyface will have it. Because I don't think that they're going to do heel versus heel for the world title. They could. They've done babyface versus babyface, but they haven't really done heel versus heel before for the main belt. They could do it. I just don't think they're going to. But I don't know. I will say the last pay-per-view, I was right about just about everything. I was very World's End. I predicted like most of the card. I think I got like one thing. I think maybe a pre-show wrong and one match wrong. But I was pretty damn spot on that one. So not saying I'm going to do that again, but I don't know. And then before we take our pause for the cause, I'll give results on Monday. I'll talk about the show on Monday. A couple notes here. We do have to talk about the Respawn layoffs. An unannounced game was canceled that was reportedly being developed by the team that was making that first-person Star Wars game that got canceled. So this was the next thing that they had started working on. It was reportedly also not a Star Wars game. It was something else, and that also got canceled. And then there's a bunch of layoffs. And that fucking sucks. This is the third unannounced project in 3 years that has been canceled. This is apparently a quote-unquote small number. Because they canceled the show, or they canceled the game, they laid people off. But apparently, again, this is by reports, not a huge number, but still some. And apparently one of those exits was voluntary, that someone took a buyout to go. And apparently this project had started last year, like I said. The person that said, "Oh, a project I started last year I've been let go of," has deleted their Instagram because it took off, because there are a lot of people who are on Instagram seemingly just so they can keep an eye on game industry layoffs. This was apparently a multiplayer shooter that Respawn had been hiring up for before they canceled it. And again, this was the team that was working on the a Star Wars game that got canceled. This was not Titanfall 3. This was a multiplayer shooter, but that had nothing to do with Titanfall. There was supposed to be a Titanfall game, but that got canceled in 2023. And then 2024, they canceled a Star Wars first-person shooter, single-player first-person shooter. And then this was, according to Jeff Grubb, this was the Star Wars team. And then, yeah, we don't know what else is going on with them. I mean, they continue to make and support Apex Legends. Like, that's the thing we know about Respawn. They're continuing to do that, and what they're going to do besides that, we don't know. And obviously, don't love to hear about layoffs, but it is a unfortunate, consistent occurrence that we do have to chat about when they happen. Let's see. Do I have any good news here? There is, let's see. I don't want to talk about that. Nintendo Switch Online recently added 2 games to the Game Boy Color library that you might be interested in. And those 2 are the original Donkey Kong for Game Boy and Mario's Picross. Mario's Picross. So that Donkey Kong game is, a lot of people call that game Donkey Kong 94 because it came out in 94 for the Game Boy. That is a fun game. And then of course, Mario's Picross is a really good Picross game for the Game Boy. I think that's a cool addition. If you have that, I recommend it. The Donkey Kong 94 is the arcade game version, so it is the game in arcades on the Game Boy. Although it does take a lot of liberties. And then the other Picross game is, this is the first Picross game that was ever on a Nintendo console. And it's well regarded. So I think if you have that service, check it out. Some cool games. Sometimes the good news out there is just, hey, some old games are on a service, then they're cool. And there's nothing else really I can say. Sometimes the good news, sorry, let me just, here, get my chair. Chair was not close enough to my desk, the table here. And I was leaning too much. Gotta fix that. Yeah, sometimes the good news is just like, hey, there's some good video games out there. You may be aware that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is coming out, a remake of those two. And they are making some changes. Basically, they are porting a bunch of levels from 4 into 3. And it seems like the story stuff from 4 is going away. It seems like maybe they just want to distance themselves from the Jackass and Bam Margera stuff, since Bam is not going to be in the game. And that doesn't surprise me. So, you know, if that's your favorite part of the game of 4, because I do know that there are some 4 loyalists out there, then, you know, that might be a bit of a bummer, but, you know, 4 still exists. Yeah, so the version is not going to include the original career mode in the original 4. 4 levels will feature a list of challenges to complete in 2-minute runs. Lord Crash says, I'm not convinced that there are good games out there. Lord Crash, they're all around you. You just got to look for it. Yeah, so basically they're going to make levels from 4 seem like levels from 3. And I know that some people are going to be bummed about that. 4 to me is a step. It is the transition from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater into Underground, and is important in the history of Tony Hawk, but I think that it would be weird to jump from 3 to 4 in the same collection. It is a weird thing, so they had to make one choice, and I think they made the right choice in swinging towards 3 instead of swinging towards 4. There still will be free skate options in the 4 levels, but it won't be the same. And that comes out July 11th on Xbox, Game Pass, PlayStation, Switch, and PC. So this summer. This summer, if you're looking for it, you can find it there. All right, we finished the shoulders here. I can just put them on just to put them on. I think that's fine. I think that's neat. The chest does open here. If you're looking here, if that's how you like to see that stuff. Lord Crash says, I prefer keeping the games as is and not changing 4 because of whatever budget or time issues they had. Just put another game or games in there that fits alongside 3. Put those GBA games in there. Yeah, Lord Crashington, it does not appear to be a time issue or a budget issue. It more appears to be 3 and 4 are different games, and they just they don't want that in their collection, and also they don't. My take on it is they don't like 4, so they're just going to put 4's levels into 3. And it's a active choice, not like a budget or time. It's these 2 games are too different to really put in a collection together, so we're just going to change how 4 runs. And then we'll do some Thug games in 5 years, and we'll do Underground 1 and 2 together. Because the Underground games are very similar. So they were forced to they ran out of things to innovate in those games because they shouldn't have been yearly, but they made them yearly. It's a lesson that a lot of companies never learned. They just never had time to really, because it was the same team, so they just never had time to really make fundamental changes. They were just making changes to make changes. Anyway, let's take a pause for the cause. I'd have them essentially remake 5 and make it go with 2. 5 doesn't exist, Lord Crashington. There was never a Tony Hawk 5. Tony Hawk 5 isn't real, and it can't hurt you. It will never get remade or referenced, because they will pretend it never happened. And they're right to. Because it was bad. It was bad. It was bad, and they should feel bad. No, Lord Crashington, that video footage of Jeff Gerstmann is him having a terrible time with 5. It happened this week. He hates that game still. He thought he was softened over time, and he has not softened over time. It's actually worse than he remembered. So you're putting words in Jeff Gerstmann's mouth, Lord Crashington. Yeah, that game should not exist. It's wild. He had to disable his internet connection to play. So, yeah. It was also wild to me that the game exists, not that it's good. Oh, Lord Crashington, it's real. It's just better to pretend it isn't. It's just better to pretend that that game didn't come out. Yeah. At least that game has streamer mode, where you don't have the soundtrack so you don't get demonetized. Like, at least it has that. That's nice. I got to remember when in 2 weeks, or a week and change, when 2K25 comes out, I got to go in there and, make it so none of the music plays in the lobbies and stuff, because I don't want to get demonetized. Anyway, speaking of monetization, this is my opportunity right now. Shortly, I'm not going to take a lot of your time up. I'm going to talk to you about ways that you can support the channel if you are so inclined. Everything I'm about to tell you is optional. You're under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to, I would love it. It would be so great if you wanted to support the channel and what I do here. First and foremost, if you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can right now throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here with your Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you link it with your Twitch, you get a token. You can use that token for anybody. If you want to use that token for me, that would be great. We would love that. You could also support the channel by gifting a sub. You could be the first person to gift a sub this month and top the gift sub leaderboard. You could also, if you are so inclined, to do a little shady business where you throw some bits and coins my way if you wanted to. You could also gift a sub anonymously and then you just don't show up on the leaderboard, but that's okay. We'll know, like you and I, you'll know, and then that's cool. But yeah, if you want to gift a sub or you want to become a subscriber, reminder, if you don't do it through the Twitch app, if you're watching me right now on the Twitch app, never subscribe to anyone via Twitch app because you will be paying extra. And this person that you are supporting does not get a cut of that. Apple gets that cut. It sucks. So don't worry about that. Now, there are other ways to support me financially. I'll go through them. I'll try to get them through quickly. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over on my Patreon, you can subscribe at the $1, $3, $5, or $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. Currently, my $3, $5, and $10 patrons are voting on what I do this coming Tuesday. And currently, I'm going to look... A game about digging a hole is currently winning the poll. So that's the game I'll be playing next Tuesday. Now, if you're a patron at the $2, $3, or $5 tier, or sorry, $3, $5, or $10 tier, you can vote on what I do next Tuesday. If you really want me to play a new randomizer, start a new randomizer run, or if you want me to play more of the Power Wash Simulator Wallace and Gromit special pack, you could make your voice heard. Or if you also want me to play a game about digging a hole because I have completed the game, if you want to see what it's like after the game is done, you could vote for that as well. You've got options if you wanted to do that. You could do that. You could do that if you want to see what's going on in that game. But yeah, that's the current thing that $3, $5, and $10 patrons can do over on my Patreon. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you can subscribe. Subscription is, of course, free. If you want to become a member over there for just $2 a month, you can become a member on my YouTube, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So you get to see them a day early, which is nice. It's a cool little thing. Those are all monthly ways to support me financially. If you just want to throw $1 or $2 in my tip jar, I have a Ko-Fi and a PayPal, and you can support me directly like that. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos, helping out, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And I take money out of the fund constantly to buy model kits. This kit was expensive. This kit was pricey. Even for a high grade, it was very pricey. Because they didn't make a lot of them and because it's a very detailed kit. But I was able to pick this up because of your generosity. Past you, collectively, is helping out present me directly. Now, if you would like to decide what I build next, if you're like, Pat, I want to have a say in what you're working on stream, you could, of course, buy something from my Amazon wish list, which I would then build next. It would be the next thing I build. Anything bought off my wish list jumps the queue, becomes the next thing I put together. So if you want to do that, you could go to my Amazon wish list and buy something there, and I'll make a dedicated YouTube video about the thing. I have another 500-piece Magic the Gathering themed puzzle set on this list. I've got Lego sets and model kits and inexpensive kits and expensive kits that are on sale. There is an Iron-Blooded Orphans kit on there, a high grade that definitely is a small build because it's cheap, but it's $13, which for a high grade, that's an incredibly low price. You could pick that up and have me build that. I've got Lego sets, model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, kits that are on Amazon Prime shipping, kits that have different shipping options. See if there's anything on the list that you would like to see me put together. And you can pick it up. You could do it anonymously, or you could leave a note so you get credit for it, and I'll give you a shout out. Thank you to everybody that has ever bought something off my Amazon wish list. And if you would like to do it, if you've never done it before, or you want to do it again, you could. I currently don't have any Lego in my backlog, so if you wanted to buy a Lego kit for me to build, you could. You do that. If you don't want to use Amazon, I have a Throne wish list. Check out my wish list on Throne. It's definitely more curated, but some good options there. And then if you want to support me financially, but you want to do it in the most convoluted way possible, you go to USA Gundam Store. At USA Gundam Store, you can buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper with on Twitch, or a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code, and then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. It is, again, the most convoluted way, and people have done it. Thank you to everyone that has. The fact that people have supported me in that fashion is still very wild, and I do really appreciate everybody that has done that. If you want to support me but not spend any money, I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. That would help me out. It's a fun place over there. A couple video links for you to check out. The most recent episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club is it's kind of a video essay. I do talk about specific anime, but it's about the theme of the joy of being anime only, where sometimes what you don't know can't hurt you. Like, sometimes changes made in anime are for the best, and you only miss them because you know the source material. But if you're anime only, then you don't know that the manga gets bad once the anime is done. It has a terrible ending, or that there's a stylistic change made for the anime that isn't really missing, but it's so good in the manga that if you know it's there, you do miss it. Various things. And sometimes the medium is just different. A show that is cute, a manga that is cute could be a show that is compelling. So I talk about in there, and the joy of being anime only and not worrying about the source material. You don't have to you don't have to play the visual novel to enjoy a good anime. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. Within under a minute, I will try to sell you best I can on an anime. The month of March is Girls Doing Things month. And so I talk about the lovely series, the slept-on series, After School Dice Club, a show about friendship and finding where you belong, and also actual, real, legit tabletop games. Where shout-outs to German inventors of game variety is spoken in hushed tones. And there are game developers and also just girls looking to have some fun. And it is a great series with a lot of heart. So I highly recommend After School Dice Club. You should check that out and watch my 1-minute video to hopefully sell you on it. Okay, so I've got a manga that I'm going to talk about. I've got an anime episode to chat about. And I can't do that until I go to the overhead camera and continue working on the arms. We're going to start the arms here. In order to do that, I have to also drink some water and dramatically change the overhead camera, which I will do right now. All right. We are working on the arms. Some of these arms are symmetrical, so we can do them 2 at a time. So we will do that. And we will start off by talking about the manga with, this might be the longest title I have ever said on one of these streams. Banished by the royal court after being told I was useless, I got invited to the beast country, promising good treatment, enjoying a slow life while being doted on by the divine beast and the animal-eared beauties I saved in the forest. Banished by the royal court after being told I was useless, I got invited to the beast country, promising good treatment, enjoying a slow life while being doted on by the divine beast and the animal-eared beauties I saved in the forest. It is, of course, it is in the Banished subgenre. It is very similar to the anime, or the manga, I should say, I talked about on Monday, which was about a doctor. No, sorry, that wasn't a doctor. What was he? He was an alchemist that got banished and then had a great life. This is about a doctor, a vet, but a vet that specializes in magical beasts, being kicked out of the country and losing his job, and then being sent to a country where divine beast rule, and his life turning out fucking great. So, Zeke was hanging out. He works in the royal court. He is managing the health of the dragons that the knights use, the magical beasts that protect the kingdom on the borders from the demon realm, and of course, the animals they use as livestock and for generations for transportation and all that. Now, he knows that magical beasts don't listen to humans. Dragons don't listen to humans. It's because they're treated very well by Zeke that they stick around, because Zeke knows how to diagnose them. He can't communicate with them, but they can understand what he's saying, and he can vibe and understand what they're into. So the reason why everything works is because he's really good at his job. He's just very good at understanding what's up. We see an example of this where he's helping out with like a beast cow, and he can understand like a thing about this beast cow, and then the people that are looking after are like, "Oh, we need to change the feed? You got it. Thanks so much. We don't want anything bad to happen to this cow." Anyway, we find out later that the person that gets him fired is being manipulated. But still, he gets fired by the king because they're like, anyone could do what you do, but you cost so much money that we gotta let you go. And he's just like, it would be really bad if you do that. But they're like, you're lying, get out of here. And apparently they take his like warning as a threat, and they say, you're banished. They wanted to do it no matter what. So he gets banished. And it turns out, as he's like trying to figure out where he should go and what country he should go to, a dog shows up, and he's just like, oh, that's a dog I once saved. That's not a dog. That's a Fenrir. It's a divine beast. It's considered a god of the beast country. And the beast country dog, who is, of course, a young lady, is like, hey, we would love it if you came to our country. It would be really cool. Because you saved my life, and so we would love you to come. And he's like, oh, okay. I guess I'll go there. There's a cat girl. Of course, he's not alone. He's been riding on a dragon, like a land dragon, that has been with him all this time and wanted to go with him, didn't want to stay in that country. There are also a lot of other mystical beasts that are like, well, fuck, dude. If he's leaving, we're leaving. And the dragons revolt, and it's a whole goddamn thing where people are just like, nah, we were here for this guy. We do not give a shit about you, my dude. Let me see if I'm doing this right. Sorry. Oh, did I do this wrong? Okay. Like that. I'll fix this if I made a mistake. I think I did this correctly. I think this is right. And this is how it should go. Let me... I'm going to look at this here. Sorry. I'm going to have to just take a break from... Okay, no. So, does it go like this? Okay, I did do that one wrong, I think. I think I did that one wrong. I think... oh, yeah, this looks right. Okay, so if I do it... yeah, okay. So this is right. And it goes like that. And then sort of like that. Okay. So this is correct. This one is wrong. I did this one wrong. And so I have to pop this out. Hopefully this will not take too long and we'll be able to move on. Anyway, okay, yeah, so now I can just do this correctly. This is a very stupid manga. Of course, every divine beast is a girl. There's even a dragon. The dragon that he was riding on turns into a girl. The divine beast is a girl. There's other girls. There's elves. There's it's a real harem situation. There is, of course, the king of dragons shows up, and he's just like, "Hey, you seem really cool. Dragons keep talking about how great you are. Take care of my daughter for me." And it's an egg. That egg then hatches into a dragon, who then turns into a girl. Everybody wants to marry him. They save a bunch of vampires because the new demon lord, is getting rid of people he thinks aren't unworthy. And some beast people that were serving him leave. Turns out that the demons were the ones manipulating the king to destroy the kingdom. And eventually we're going to have a showdown with him and them. At least one set of demons did completely and totally quit the Demon Lord's army and join the good guys. So that was fun. I would describe this manga as completely mindless and enjoyable. This is an enjoyable bad manga. It's a goofy bad time, but I do like it. A goofy good time, I should say. It's not a bad time. It's a good time. It is a fun, silly thing. So yeah, demons are behind it. They've got him in his sights right now. So I don't think we're moving into like a dark chapter in it, but we are moving into a little more serious chapters of it. But I think he's still going to prevail. Oh, also at a certain point, he just started getting divine powers. So he is now a divine doctor. He was always a great doctor and really strong and cool. And now he's also super tough. Oh, and the Demon Lord's daughter also hangs out with him. The former Demon Lord's daughter, he's taken in and is looking after. And then the new Demon Lord is pissed off about it. Because why wouldn't he be? That is, banished by the royal court after being told I was useless, I got invited to the Beast Kingdom, promising good treatment, enjoying a slow life while being doted on by the divine beasts and the animal-eared beauties I saved in the forest. It's a mouthful. And it's pretty all right. Now I will tell you about episode 9 of Sorairo Utility, which is really fucking good. This episode was a flashback. We got some character development and some storytelling about some of our characters here. It is focusing on the blossoming friendship of Ayaka, who is our girl that maybe is going to become a caddy, but is right now a social media star. It's about how she got to meet Haruka in the past, where she was just struck by how great Haruka was at golf. It's from Ayaka's perspective, and we get a little backstory here. How they became friends, and this is not so. It also, this friendship with a girl around her own age, which she didn't have, was something she desperately needed at that point where she was dealing with a lot of self-confidence issues, it seems like. So suddenly to have somebody want to spend time with her was really important. It was a really important thing for her to have. So that meant a lot to her, it seems like. It's really, really cute and really nice. All right, we're going to put it in there. But this is still when Haruka is still chasing her ambitions to be to go full time and be a pro golfer at a young age. So that's still a drive. So Ayaka is getting used to getting into golf, and also this is when her social media is picking up. And the kind of each girl kind of envying the other, and the choices that each other has made, and their friendship is like, it's the fun of being together, but also there's plenty of stuff with them, like being inspired by one another to be better versions of themselves. And it's just like, I don't know, as far as flashbacks go, it wasn't like the most detailed, but it was like pretty strong character stuff from the two of them. So it was nice to have that, even episode 9. And yeah, both of them kind of looking to figure out their thing, which is also what our main character, Minami, has been doing in the present. And so we do get to the present here. Ayaka has been absent for a while and then shows up. She hasn't been posting on social media, and everyone was kind of worried what was going on with Ayaka. They haven't seen her. But also, it wasn't that serious. It was indeed lighthearted. She has been trying to beat a video game. The reason why they haven't been able to get in touch with her, or she hasn't been doing anything, is because she's like, she challenged herself to finish a video game, and she's been too focused on beating that video game. We've all been there. I mean, I haven't been there that I've been so obsessed with the game I haven't eaten properly, but I can at least understand that other people have gone through that. And then she hasn't been doing well. Of course, Minami, who is a former obsessed gamer, makes it easy and kind of teaches her. And Haruka is worried that she pushed herself too hard. And the general thing is like, apparently, Ayaka is a jack of all trades style person, where she's never found something she's mastered at. She's just found a bunch of stuff she can do kind of well. And that's kind of bothering her, which is why she wanted to beat the video game. But apparently she's also been going through like a version of writer's block, where she hasn't been able to come up with ideas for social media stuff. And so that was also one of the reasons why she wanted to do this, was to challenge herself to beat a game, so something that she could be obsessed with, and then also maybe be victorious in. All right, I got to figure out how these things connect. This is part of the arm here. Yeah, this is the wrist here. These fit in a certain way. They fit in like that. Great, did it. Okay. And then I got to get this in the exact same way. First try, hell yeah. And now we got to put on the like the armor here, the armor. So she's not having any good ideas, and so she's got a creative block. And then Minami's just like, Minami is everyone's friend who doesn't do social media, who's like, well, you should just like follow the trends, just do what's really popular, and like one of those will be good. Which is a thing that I have been told by well-meaning friends of like, you know what you should get into? Pat, you don't do dancing. Like literally a friend of mine like 10 years ago was like, you should do dancing videos. And I was like, what are you fucking talking about? This was like this was when I was like 35. So like, what? It stuck with me because it was like the weirdest advice I've ever been given. Like, no, I 100% fully and totally should definitely not be making videos where I am like dancing videos. Like, what? No. So Minami's just like, you should just copy popular things and do that, and that should work. So they try a unboxing video. They do a let's play video. She tries to do an ASMR video. They do a waterfall, like a wellness video, like a waterfall meditation kind of thing. And Minami loves the second and third one because Minami is a stand-in for the audience in this case and thinks that was hot as hell, which is great. Her fans are not interested in this kind of content, so it does not do well, which is not a surprise. This is also an episode, an example of the queer baiting that is in the show, where Minami is apparently attracted to Ayaka just because she made those videos and is never seemingly ever interested in her outside of that, just when it's quote unquote funny or titillating for her to do that, which is a frustrating element of this show. But again, not surprising considering this is a light-hearted comedy of girls doing things. In this case, the things they're doing is golfing, to have the subtext, the lesbian subtext that does not seem to be paying off in any way, shape, or form. Later, we would find out that some fans did like the videos, just not like a lot of them. She has some diehard fans, but generally people are like not into this at all. They want the usual content from her, which, like, surprise, surprise, the fans of the things she makes like the thing she made. Okay. All right, we got that part of the arm done here. Now we can do the claws. So we'll get the claws together here. Let's see. Ayaka, apparently people really like her covering golfing from like a amateur perspective. That reminds Ayaka of a project that she had in the back burner that she hasn't used called Keep a Green, which is bringing awareness to taking better care of public golf courses in Japan. But she wasn't expecting it to do well. Those videos do well. Minami makes a fantastic suggestion that they make a shirt, like a polo shirt that says "Keep a Green." They made a lot of shirts for no good reason. And they ordered they were supposed to order 3, and they ordered 300 of them. It was just the idea that they were going to wear the shirts, not that they were going to sell them. So they goofed up. There's a lot of goofs in this episode, and that is certainly a goof that happens in this particular episode. Let's see. The video doesn't go viral. but they do a live appearance and they use both girls to help sell shirts. And then in a thing that I find hysterical, there is a moment where Minami's friend, who encouraged her to get an activity, to find like a hobby, shows up, and the other girls are shocked that Minami has friends, and that is very funny. It is a very good scene. But the campaign works out. People are really into it. She tells Minami about how Haruka inspired her into getting into golfing just like her. And how she's really happy to have the support. And it's just like a lovely little episode. If this was like the last episode of the series, I would be like, oh, weird that it wasn't so much about Minami, but like a really lovely closing. This is just episode 9, but it did feel like, oh, this was really fun. This is a fun episode. It looks like we're going to get more about Haruka's backstory, which is probably the more serious of anything. So it looks like we might be getting some serious conversation stuff in the next couple episodes, which I think is fine. We also, I imagine at some point, are going to get some kind of other golf challenge coming in, which we haven't had in a while. I am predicting another golf challenge, or them playing golf. This episode did not involve playing golf really, so I could see that as well. But this was a fun episode. I obviously still really recommend this series because I think it is just really fun. But yeah, real good shit. That was. Oh, I didn't put this episode of Sorairo Utility. Really strong episode. Yeah, I expect next episode will be good here. Okay, now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What you get into this weekend? I haven't done a lot this weekend. I watched some wrestling last night with some friends. That was really fun. Today I did some yard work. Dug a hole to plant a bush that was gifted to my parents, and then we realized that where we dug the hole, there was piping for the sprinklers, and so we don't want to have a plant and have the vines wrap around that hose or the tubing. So I had to bury that hole again and then dig a new hole. So that took longer than I was expecting. It's warm. I'm actually sweating here under all these lights. But yeah, it was in the 70s today. It's like proper spring here, and I was very happy about that. That was very nice to discover. The nice weather is here. We love that. We love that for me. Some lovely weather that we are indeed having. I was happy with that. Yeah, I went for like a long walk today, even though it was warm out, and that was still a good walk. Let's see. Harold says, I watched an extended YouTube video about the development cycle at Rock Band 4. Quite depressing. I hate Epic. I mean, yeah. I mean, Harmonix was in trouble before Epic bought them, right? Like, they clearly were in a lot of trouble. And look, I don't think it's unfair to say that I don't know if Harmonix would have survived without being purchased, right? I don't have all the facts in front of me, but it seems like things were not going good for them pre-Epic. Now, obviously, I wish that Harmonix as a studio wasn't a support studio and got to do the kind of projects they had been working on and are well known for. I certainly would love that. It would be great if they could work on the stuff that we know Harmonix is capable of making. But yeah, things seemed rough for that company for a number of years. And that isn't necessarily on the feet of Epic, but also totally understand that it's a bummer that that's where they ended up. Now, for me anyway, gaming wise, Tuesday played Power Wash Simulator on stream. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for everybody that hung out for that. The Wallace and Gromit DLC is very good. Harold, Harold, I'm not going to argue with you at all. I refuse to argue with you about that. We disagree on if a company is dead or not. I'm not going to argue with that. That is not beneficial for either of us to have this argument. Instead, I will just say that I played Power Wash Simulator and had a really good time with that. Thank you for everybody that chose to spend some time with me on stream for that. The Wallace and Gromit DLC is very fun. I had a very good time playing that. I have finished the third stage. I have not finished 4 and 5. I was waiting to see if that was going to win the poll. I will most likely, no problem, Harold, no problem at all. I will most likely wait and do the rest of that DLC on stream because I just really like Power Wash Simulator. It is just a very fun game for me to stream. It's just very soothing and enjoyable. So I expect that I will be returning to that next month. I do know what I'm doing next month I know what I'm doing the rest of this month. Next week is probably looking like a game about digging a hole, finishing that up, or checking out some new stuff with that. And then after that, most likely, or the week after that will be WWE 2K25 because I have pre-ordered that game, so that is coming. So we will have that game. I did not get the early edition, so I don't have it right now, but I will have it. And then I will have some creator wrestlers downloaded and understand what's going on. We will not be able to look at the new mode, the Island, because the Island is just for Xbox and PS5. There is not a PC version of the Island, which is their like hub world thing. So I will not be able to show you that on stream. You'll have to go to other people to check that out. I don't know who will have that, but I will not have that. And I will not be able to show you that mode. But I will be able to run CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K24, or 25, I should say. And we will crown some new champions and various other things and things. And it will be very silly and fun and a good time. So we do have that to look forward to. So I hope you will join me for those shenanigans. And then the last Tuesday of the month will be me talking about anime. It'll be Pat Bear's Anime Club, the winter review and the spring preview, or winter wrap-up, I should say. The wrap-up and the preview. Maybe I should change it to... No, I like wrap-up. I think wrap-up is a fine way to call it. So I think I will continue to call it that. All right, so assembly and then panel lining is going to happen. We're going to do this. You need to do this so that it bends. We got to do this part here like that. That goes all the way through. Then this goes in like that. And then this shimmies in here. I'll keep this off the side so I can panel line it and then panel line this, and we'll do those separately. And then I have to build the hand, but we'll do that, and I'll just do some panel lining here. No tabletop stuff this weekend. I don't have anything planned. Tomorrow, I am going to watch AEW Revolution, because that is going to be the show that's out, so that'll be very fun. I'll watch that live with friends, and then also tomorrow afternoon I'm going to play some Helldivers 2. I have a session set up to play Helldivers 2 with some friends. Looking forward to that. That'll be a good, fun time because that game absolutely whips. And so yeah, that is the thing that we're playing. I'm playing Hearthstone. Got a new Hearthstone expansion coming out. I believe the end of this month. So that'll also be something that I might check out on stream in might play that out on in April on stream. check out the new one, because I still need, I do like to do Hearthstone when I can, because it's fun to go and just check out the game and talk about what's going on with it and all that, and show off some silly decks. So hopefully I'll have some silly decks to show off. Let's see. Lord Crashton says, I finished up Wallace and Gromit DLC for Power Wash Simulator, of course. And it was a great time. Love the last job with the moon rocket. Yes, I have not done jobs 4 and 5. I am excited to do those. I know 4s are vehicles, 2 vehicles, I believe, and then 5 is apparently a very fun one. I have heard from multiple people. I look forward to checking that out. Again, probably on stream. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just do it on my own time. Lastbrook says, I went and saw G-Quox again because it was a discount day. There was actually another person in the theater this time. Nice. Now I've got a crackpot theory about how it ties into non-Gundam show. I've also started watching Andor again, and that show is still incredible. Yes, I have watched Andor, and I can agree with you that that is a real fucking good show. That's some good fucking TV right there. Just Scoots, who is a first-time chatter. Welcome, Just Scoots. Been playing a bit too much Monster Hunter like everyone else. Yes, a very popular game, the old Monhun. And checked out Soul of Sovereignty. It's a visual novel by Cucumber Quest author, and absolutely loved every minute of it. Ooh. I haven't, you know what? I'll say this. The closest thing I've played to a visual novel lately has been the story mode for Spirit Swap, because that gets very visual novel-y once you beat the main story. But I haven't played like a proper VN in quite some time. So I am going to copy and paste the name that you put in chat, and I will take a look at that and see if I want to pick that up. That sounds neat. Thank you for letting me know. That sounds cool as hell. Soul of Sovereignty. Hell yeah. That seems neat. There's a demo of it. It's really good. Hell yeah. Well, I'll check out the demo at least. Thank you for the recommendation. Lord Crashington says, the picture shows, this is about Power Wash Simulator, Wallace and Gromit for the 4th job. The picture shows 2 vehicles, but that 4th job has 3 vehicles and another machine in it. Nice. So there's extra stuff. Hell yeah. Love to hear that. I gotta drink more water. Dang. Turns out, eating a lot of really good cheddar cheese, peanuts, salted peanuts, and also, Lord Crash, thank you for using your channel points. I will do that in just a second. And also, eating a lot of corned beef, not great on the salt intake there. I had a lot of salt in the last couple hours, so I'm using some water here. So for those that don't know, if you use your channel points, you can ask me to hit the dance button. I will. It's a new song every month. It will not get me demonetized for playing these songs because they are silly. And here is this dance song. Thank you for using your channel points. Boots and cuts and 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 boots and cuts. Boom, 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 boom. Late in the stream dance button can be a nice little energy boost, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Lord Crashington. It got me moving as we get close to the end of the stream. I'm not saying we're done yet, but we are getting close to wrapping things up. That is a nice little energy boost at the very end of the stream. I don't mind that at all. Thank you for using your channel points. There are multiple things you can use your channel points for. The ask a question is the silliest one because you can just ask a question. A good mix would have me transition that song to the Bloodhound Gang song. Yes, that definitely does have a bit of a Bloodhound Gang vibe, which is fun because the last one was a very Katy Perry style vibe too. So it's fun to have some of these songs be very clearly inspired by other songs. Not sound-alikes, just inspired by. Yeah, that song's got a fun little beat to it. All right, let's finish panel lining this, and then we got to panel line more stuff here. I'd love to get the arms done, even if we don't get the hands done tonight, which I don't think we're going to get done. We might. We can get all the arms done here. Get my. I just need. Oh, I can use black on this here. A little bit of black here on the arm sections here. Nothing much. But I am happy to get these arms done. Making some good progress here. I don't think we're going to finish this kit up on Monday. I think we're going to, this kit is going to continue to need some time because we still are going to have the hands to build. We still are going to have to build the waist, which is next. I love that. Then the legs and the feet, and then the side skirts, and then the backpack is a huge build. The weapons need to get built, and then the backpack has like extensions, and then there's things that pop into them because we have all of these gorgeous effects parts that go into the backpack that we'll have to assemble. So there's quite a bit left here. I don't think we're going to be done with this anytime really soon, which I'm not angry about by any means. Happy to have time to work on a cool kit, so I ain't mad about it. I'll say that. But let's get this thing finished, panel lined here, and then assembled, and then we'll probably call things quits. Gotta watch the Collision replay, the West Coast edition of AEW Collision, the go-home show for the pay-per-view. I'll find out all about the match that got added and why that got added, why a Jericho match got added to the card, seemingly out of nowhere. Another pre-show match got added. Danny Garcia and the Undisputed Kingdom, which is going to be Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly, will take on Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor, Charlie Bravo, Lee Moriarty, and Sean Dean. Charlie and Sean are a tag team in an 8-man tag team match. My assumption is this will lead to Danny Garcia's next challenger, who will be probably Adam Cole again. The fact that he's teaming with them will lead to some kind of shenanigans. I could see it be Roddy Strong or Kyle O'Reilly. Somebody is going to mess with them. So I'm going to say that Shane Taylor Promotions is going to win, and Danny's going to get fucking pissed off at those guys. I could also see a world where Adam Cole gets the pin and like doesn't tag Danny and just wins. So maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should say, honestly, let's be real. I kind of just want a cool match for Lee Moriarty, because I want Lee Moriarty to do better things at AEW. But I also want that for Danny Garcia. So I'm going to say that Danny Garcia's team wins, but in some way they win in a way that sets up his next opponent being someone from the Undisputed Kingdom. That's going to be my guess there. It's also very funny to keep calling them the Undisputed Kingdom when the two guys from the Kingdom are nowhere to be seen and are not around. Because they can't call them the Undisputed, because that was their name in another company. So they call them the Undisputed Kingdom, even though that kingdom is nowhere to be found, which is weird. If anybody in that group is going to turn heel, it should be Adam Cole, but it will probably be Roderick Strong, who is a better heel. Kyle O'Reilly is a good heel too, but he's also really beloved. This kit just fucking rules. I kind of like it without hands because it just has claws now. Like, I will give it hands. In our next stream, we'll be adding hands to this. But right now, this looks pretty fucking rad without it. I mean, this kit just looks fucking rad no matter what. I'm going to take a photo of it now. and then we'll do our goodbyes and we'll go raid, because that is how we end every stream around here. We always end with a raid. We're gonna go find someone doing cool shit out there and go give them some love and hang out with them for a bit, and then I'm gonna watch professional wrestling, as is my want and my number one desire. Looks like they also announced Lee Johnson and Blake Christian versus Commander and Hologram. That should be a match in Ring of Honor. I mean, it gets Hologram on the pre-show, I guess, but like that match shouldn't be on the pre-show. That feels like the main event of an episode of Ring of Honor TV. Anyway, I will say Commander and Hologram win. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say Commander and Hologram win, because Hologram wins a lot of matches because he's over as hell. Anyway, now it's the part of the stream where I am going to go raid. I'm going to go find someone doing cool stuff, and we're going to go spend some time with them. I hope you will come along on this raid with me as we go and see what some people are up to. I don't know who we're going to raid tonight, but we're going to go find them right now. Thanks for hanging out. Reminder, folks, that my next stream will be Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We will continue the fight where we leave off. How long has been my friend? How long has Liz been going? Liz has been streaming for 10 hours. I have no idea how long Liz is going to be going, but we'll go raid Liz. And here's the thing, Liz will raid someone cool. Liz has been streaming for fucking forever tonight, but we're still going to go give Liz some love, because Liz Star is awesome. So we'll go give a raid to Liz. Thanks everybody for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to continue working on this cool model kit, and I hope you'll join me for that, because it'll be fun. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time having you. And I will see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.